Hello and welcome to this video, and we're playing mzaini24 and we're getting a Sicilian defense, and we're going to go knight c3 and we're going to go with bishop g5 again. Try and play it a little bit better than we did the last game. We get this immediate e5, which I'm not that familiar with. I think we can choose between knight f5 or knight f3 or even knight b3. I think we'll go with knight f3 and probably bishop d3 is okay here. Black's trying to get in a quick d5. A d5 is going to leave e5 weak though. So I'm going to go with bishop e2 and get castled. Alright, so we can play now bishop takes f6 and then knight into d5. I'll go with that, I think, and use this tempo of the queen and the bishop. Now the question is, what do we recapture with? We could try queen takes here, and then if queen takes c2 we have queen takes b7. Let's go with that. Alright, so now we have a choice between c4 or just an immediate rook d1. I'm going to go with c4, I think. Let's try and keep this queen here in this imposing position. And now let's just try and get in here with rook d1. If he drops the knight to d4, we're going to take that off and then try and aim to play e5. So let's bring this rook to c1. Okay, knight drops down here. So that's interesting. Oh, okay, so we're maybe losing the a2 pawn. Is that the problem here? It seems like it. Yeah, okay, so I think we have to play queen d2, and then after knight takes a... Well, it's not entirely clear, because after knight takes here, rook a1, I'm not sure if the knight can escape. So this is the question. The knight's on prise at the moment, so we'll have a look at that. Knight takes a2. Yeah, he obviously thinks that's okay, so why not rook a1 here? I don't really see how we recapture there, to be honest, so I'm going to go with that now. I don't really see how you protect this knight. I think that pawn might have been poisoned. So let's think. Knight b4, queen b4. Queen takes c4 is not on. d5, I think we can take the knight. I don't see anything here for black, to be honest. So we've got a couple of pawns here. Is there a pawn down? Okay, you did go for d5. Question is if anything change. I mean, does anything change if I just take this off with, let's say, c takes d5? And I mean, is there any way? Has anything changed? Are you able to somehow get that knight? I don't think there is really anything that's changing here. So I'm just going to take this, actually, c takes, and expect to still be picking up this knight. The b4 square is still covered by the queen. The c3 square is still covered. So this maybe just loses another pawn. That's the only issue here. Yeah, so I think you don't have queen c4 to protect the knight because the bishop's looking at that. So. Excuse me? Okay, so, and we got a resignation, so. Alright. So just a quick recap. I think I need to just check the theory here, because this e5 move is not normal, as far as I know. So there's a real question of what's the best response. I went for knight f3, but knight f5 might be better, knight b3 even. I'm not sure. So then this position here after recapturing on d5, I think white has a little pull. I don't know how much it's worth, but I think it's a little pull. So you have to c4. I missed this knight b4 idea though. I don't know whether we need to protect against this, given the tactics that followed. But maybe a3 to stop it. But I mean, this looked okay. Knight b4, queen back, and I mean, if you can't take on a2, then you've got a choice between a5 and then I guess a3, and then you go back to c6 anyway, or just immediately going back to c6. And I don't know whether black's achieved anything now. I mean, it might even be something like knight c6, queen d5, knight b4, and repetition. I don't think black can be better here. I mean, these pawns aren't great. This bishop's not brilliant. He'd like to get the bishop onto this diagonal. So I think white's doing fine here. This backward d-pawn is a constant problem for black. So if he can sort this out, he should be fine. But I think white's a little better here. And then I think just taking the pawn was just, just wrong. I think you can get away with that. So, okay, thanks for watching.